Morning. Don't know where you are, but where I am. It's early. The world's still stretching. The coffee's hot, and the signals are already coming in. Let's take a look before the day starts making demands. This is Signal Check with Adrian North. It's Monday morning. The inbox is still quiet. The calendar hasn't started beeping yet. But the networks? They've been busy all weekend. Let's pull the signal before the noise takes over. I'm Adrian North. This is Signal Check. The NPM supply chain, the vast library of code packages that basically runs half the internet, just got hit again. Researchers are tracking a new wave of malicious packages tied to something called miasma, part of a larger malware family with names like Mini-Shake-Hulid and Hades. These aren't random vandals. This is targeted, persistent, evolving. The attackers are now compromising GitHub Actions, which means they're not just poisoning packages, they're burrowing into the automation workflows developers trust. You pull in a dependency, run your build, and suddenly you're executing someone else's code without ever seeing it. It's the kind of attack that doesn't show up in logs until it's already done its work. And honestly, the scariest part is how normal it all looks. Speaking of compromised trust, the FBI and CISA just issued a warning about a Russian phishing campaign that's evolving fast. It's targeting Signal users. Signal, the app people use specifically because they don't trust anything else. The attackers used to go after credentials, session tokens, the usual stuff, but now they're after Signal backup recovery keys. If you hand those over, they don't need your phone, they don't need your session, they just restore your entire message history to their own device. Every conversation, every contact, every photo, gone, copied, silent. The phishing is sophisticated. Fake login pages, credential harvesting, social engineering that actually works. And the detail that should worry you, this is tied to Russian intelligence services. Which means the targets aren't random. They're journalists, activists, people who thought they were safe. Now this one's a little more technical, but it's genuinely creepy. Researchers just demonstrated a new attack vector aimed at AI coding agents. The tools that can clone a GitHub repo, read the code, set up dependencies, run tests. Turns out you can create a repository that looks completely clean, passes every scanner, every code review, every AI safety check, but hides a malicious payload that only executes when the AI agent actually runs it. The trick is in how the instructions are structured. The AI follows them. Humans wouldn't. Security tools don't catch it because there's nothing to catch until it runs. It's a supply chain attack that doesn't rely on the supply chain. It relies on automation doing exactly what it's told. And as we hand more tasks to these agents, that surface just keeps growing. Okay, switching gears completely. There's a project called LibraPods making the rounds this weekend. Over 250 upvotes on Hacker News, which means people are paying attention. It's an open source effort to reverse engineer and liberate AirPods. Let you customize firmware, tweak behavior, bypass Apple's ecosystem lock-in. The idea is, you bought the hardware, you should control it. Now, whether this actually works long-term or Apple shuts it down with a firmware update is anyone's guess. But the energy behind it? That's real. People are tired of devices that only work the way the manufacturer allows. It's the same impulse behind right to repair, jailbreaking, custom ROMs. The hardware is yours. The software, well, that's the fight. This next one comes from Runner's World, and it's surprisingly fascinating if you care about endurance, physical or otherwise. It's about the Western States 100, one of the most brutal ultra-marathons in the world, 100 miles through the Sierra Nevada. Researchers analyzed training data from finishers and found something interesting. The runners who maintained performance late in the race, mile 80, 90, when everyone's destroyed, weren't the ones who trained the hardest. They were the ones who trained for durability. Long, slow, consistent mileage. Recovery built into the plan. No heroics. Just showing up again and again until the body adapts. And yet, this is about running, but it's also about systems. about building something that doesn't break when conditions get hard. Durability beats intensity when the race is long enough. And Find Wired published a guide to Houston for business travelers, which sounds like filler until you realize what it actually is. A map of how a city works when you're only there for 48 hours. Where to eat that isn't a chain. Where to work that isn't your hotel lobby. How to move between meetings without losing your mind. Houston's a sprawling, car-dependent city that doesn't reveal itself easily. But if you know where to look, there's real food, real coffee, actual culture tucked between the highways and office parks. It's the kind of article that's useful once a year and then incredibly useful. That's Signal Check for today. Close the tabs, step outside, the day's waiting. We'll talk again next time.